Call this meeting to order. If everyone could please stand. We just did a government badge with Girl Scout Troop 75808, and they are here tonight to lead us in the pledge. Girls?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Nicely done, girls. You did a great job earning that badge. And to the troop leaders who volunteer their time, thank you for that too. It's always great to see the kids in here learning. Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Madsen.
Here.
Trustee Scalise. Here. Trustee Galuza. Here. Trustee Reiser.
Here.
Trustee Christofferson.
Here.
Trustee Wilson.
Here.
Mayor Balderman.
Here. All right. First up, board, tonight we have the swearing in of one of our newest officer, Michael Whitlock. Michael is 23 years old. He is from Mokina. He graduated from Lincoln Way Central in 2020 and received his bachelor's degree from Grand Valley State University in criminal justice. He did an internship with our department in 2023. Back in 2021, which quite a young man, he started his own power washing company, which I think speaks volumes about him, that he was that aggressive early on. We hired him in August of last year and sent him to the police academy at PTI, the Police Training Institute, where he graduated in December. He is in the 4th week of his field training right now. And I don't know if I should say this or not, but I understand you're doing really well, but don't get too confident, and there's a lot to go. He's here tonight with his parents and his girlfriend, Lauren. And so, as well as we can see out there, so many members of our police department. There's a big turnout here tonight. We have, as I'm sure you've already discovered, an outstanding police department, great men and women working not only on the street and in the offices, but of all of our support staff as well. To your parents and to your girlfriend, the nice thing too, not only do we have an amazing department from top to bottom, administration all the way through, but this is a community that is very supportive of police officers. In this day and age, you can't say that everywhere, but we do insist that our officers are incredibly professional, that they treat our public with the respect that they deserve, and they just don't disappoint. They do a wonderful, wonderful job for us. So he's in great hands, and from talking to the chief, our community is in great hands having Michael join the department. So I'm going to come down and administer the oath. Good to see you. So raise your right hand and repeat after me, please. I state your name.
I, Michael Whitlock,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge the duties and responsibilities
that I will faithfully discharge the duties and responsibilities
of police officer in the village of New Lenox, Illinois,
of police officer in the village of New Lenox, Illinois,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
and that I will uphold the Constitution and laws of the United States,
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Illinois,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Illinois,
and the ordinances of the village of New Lenox, so help me God.
and the ordinances of the village of New Lenox, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone coming out tonight. I'd like to thank the mayor and the board, as well as the police department, everyone that showed up. My family, my girlfriend Lauren. I know interning here and testing here was the right thing to do, and I couldn't be more welcomed. And I'm really happy to be part of a great family and a great community. and I'm looking forward to a long career here at New Lenox. So thank you, everyone, and ready to work. So
Thank you. I'll say one more time, Chief, thank you. You and your administration do a wonderful job of leading the men and women of this department. They really do us proud. And having a lot of experience in law enforcement, having served for 22 years, I tell the chief and his people all the time, it's not often that we get too many serious violent offenses here, but this department has a clearance rate that is really second to none. And that's because it starts with the hardworking patrolmen that are out on the street doing their job, going through our investigators and getting the support from the support staff and the administration. But top to bottom, I couldn't be more proud of this department, and I know our town feels that way. You've really done well coming here, and I know we've done well for having you. So please don't feel like you need to stay tonight. Go out and celebrate, and congratulations and good luck with the rest of your FTO.
thanks, sir.
All right, have a good night. Thank you for coming out. Okay, next is a presentation of the audit report from Sikich. Kim?
Yes, Brian Pluto here from Sikich to present the April 30, 2024 financial report. You did receive in your packet all of the reports that were associated with this audit, and Brian will do a summary or brief presentation.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Good evening. On behalf of Sikich, I'd like to thank the mayor and the members of the board for inviting us to present some brief comments on the report resulting from the audit of the village for your year ended April 30th, 2024. The main document is the annual comprehensive financial report, which is the largest of the documents that you have this evening. And within that document, there's three sections: an introductory, a financial, and a statistical section. What's required under Illinois compiled statutes for an audit of the village is all contained in the financial section. What makes it a comprehensive report is that introductory and statistical section being included as well. Within the introductory section on Roman numeral 9, is the award the village received for its annual comprehensive financial report for fiscal year ended April 30th, 2023. This is from the Government Finance Officers Association, the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. And this was the 28th year consecutively that the village received this award. So commend all of you and the village for participating in this program. It's the highest level of financial reporting within the local government industry. Within the financial section, in addition to the financial statements that you find there in the notes to the financial statements, this is where we give our opinion on the financial statements, which is what you engage us to do when we perform an audit of the village. In order for us to give an opinion on the financial statements, we're required to follow two sets of standards. The auditing standards that come from the AICPA, the American Institute for Certified Public Accountants, those tell us the types of procedures we need to perform when we're conducting our audit. And then the other set of standards are the financial reporting standards. Those come from GASB, the Governmental Accounting Standards Board, and GASB sets the rules for the financial statements for local governments such as the village. During the current year, the village implemented one new GASB standard related to subscription-based information technology arrangements. Successfully, that implementation, and then once we followed those two sets of standards, we can then issue an opinion. We're pleased to present what's called an unmodified or clean audit opinion. What that means is that the financial statements are presented fairly in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles, free of material misstatement. And this is the highest level of opinion that you can receive on your financial statements. So more good news there. In addition, there's reference at the end of page 4 of the report to other reporting on government auditing standards, and there's an additional audit opinion in your financial statements this year. Well, why is that? Well, any year that the village expends more than $750,000 in federal funds, you're required to have what's called the federal single audit, which is a compliance audit. And this year, the proceeds on your IEPA loans were partially federal, partially state. 1.6 million of them was federal, so therefore you were over that 750,000. So you were required to have that single audit. More good news there, 2 unmodified opinions, one in the comprehensive report, which is your unmodified opinion on your compliance with laws and regulations that could have a material impact, and also on internal controls over financial reporting. And then the second opinion, which is in that standalone single audit report, is your compliance with your major programs, which the major program that we tested was the IEPA program. So more good news there. The last thing to bring to your attention in the report is the document after those 2 opinions, which is called the Management's Discussion and Analysis. This is the executive summary of the report. The village prepares this. This document, along with your annual budget document, in my opinion, are 2 of the most important financial documents that are put together by the village on an annual basis. Definitely good places for your constituents to look should they want to find out more information about the village's financials. In conclusion, the audit went smoothly. And according to the plan schedule we adopted based on the timing of when we were engaged by the village staff led by Kim, very professional and easy to work with, and we're very prepared for the audit. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
That's great. Thank you. Any questions? Now, we appreciate it. We know it's a lot of work. This is one of those things that until a body of government gets in trouble, nobody really kind of pays attention to. And here in this village, as we talk about, we kind of take it for granted. Kim's leadership in the finance department and working with all the department heads and all the staff is something that we do like to recognize. She's phenomenal at what she does, including sharing the credit with many others, and they all do a great job. But Kim, thank you. This is an outstanding report. This is where either through mistakes or nefarious reasons that a lot of governments get themselves in trouble, and that's not something we ever have to worry about here. So we appreciate the thorough report tonight, and Kim, for all of your work and effort that went into it.
If I could just add 2 things.
Yeah,
real
sure.
quickly. I want to thank Brian and the team at Sikich. We asked them in at a later time than
Right.
we normally would be. They stepped up and they did an excellent job. They were able to do this in a timely fashion. And to reiterate what you said about Kim, one of the things that, because of her background, this went very smooth for a first-time audit. Usually the first-time audit going with a new firm, it takes a period of time. But because of her background and the team worked together to get this done, and we're very appreciative for Sikich to step in, do what they needed to do. And Kim, like I said, for a first-time audit, we did very well.
Those are great points. And Sikich, of course, has a great reputation. So we're thrilled to have you on board and working with our team.
Well, thank you very much. Enjoyed working with the village.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Thanks, you too.
All right. If there's nothing further on that, next is the consent agenda, which consists of 8 items. They are the minutes of the regular meeting for December 9th, 2024, minutes of the regular meeting for December 16th, 2024, ordinance authorizing disposal of surplus property, HTC Conveyor, surety reductions for Hibernia Estates Unit 6 and Lee Creek South Unit 2, surety release for Sky Harbor Unit 2, approval of a purchase for valve actuators for Public Works, and a raffle license for 2025 for the new Lenox Lions Club. Does any member wish any of those items to be pulled and discussed separately? Okay, if not, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Wilson, second by trustee Scalise. If there's no comments or questions, a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye, and abstain from B, please.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye, and I abstain from A, please.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye, motion carries. Okay, first up on our order of business, we got consideration for approval request for a waiver of building permit fees for Providence Catholic High School. This is request to waive the building permit fee to construct new visitor bleachers. David Myers went through it all, has no objection. Their permit fee would be $4,439.48. This is pretty customary for us to take care of our schools and then taxing bodies in town. Any questions on that? No? Is there a motion to approve the request for the waiver of building?
So moved. Second.
Motion was by trustee Riser, second by trustee Wilson. Is that correct? All right. If there's nothing further, a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Christofferson?
Aye.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye, motion carries. Okay, next up, we have consideration for approval of the site plan 441 DeGroate Road, MD Transport. Robin?
Yes, if you remember, the former owners of the DeGroate property had a number of non-conforming, non-compliance issues on the site, and the village entered into a settlement agreement with that previous owner that required it to be brought up to code based on certain triggers. So there is now a new owner of the property. Staff's been working with him and his engineer for quite a while to finalize the site plan improvements. So this is the proposed site plan. They would be striping additional parking for both trucks and passenger vehicles in a logical way so that emergency vehicles and traffic circulation can be maintained through the site. There are a number of existing businesses, and then the new owner also will be moving his trucking business to the building as well. So the number of truck parking spaces does contemplate his use. If you remember, there are two different zoning classifications on the DeGroate property. So this is strictly on the portion of the property that is zoned I-1. And they will be fencing it and putting landscaping around the majority of it. It does back up to the Old Plank Road Trail, so staff was comfortable with one section adjacent to the trail not having landscaping, since that trail is heavily landscaped as it is. And then there would be a fence placed around the perimeter. So at this point, staff is recommending approval. One question that we had with the owner was whether there was any outside storage that would occur on the site, because that area would have to be fenced in internally. And at this point, he has indicated that that is not in their plans. So that is not contemplated with the site plan, and any outdoor storage would require additional fencing if it happened to come to be. But at this point, staff is looking for board approval of the site plan.
All right, anything to be added at this time? No? All right. Any questions for Robin? No. All right, is there a motion to approve the site plan?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Scalise, second by trustee Galuza. There's nothing further, a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Christofferson?
Aye.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye, motion carries. Okay, next up, board is consideration for approval of setting a surety for this piece at 441 DeGroate Road. Will and Mark are recommending that the letter of credit for public improvements to be constructed in this unit be set at $17,627.50 with an expiration date of January 13th of 2027. Mark, anything you want to add to that? No? Any questions? Okay, is there a motion to approve the setting of surety?
So
So-
moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Scalise, second by trustee Riser. There's nothing further. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Christofferson?
Aye.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye, motion carries. Good luck, and thank you for working with staff on this. I appreciate it. Robin, thanks for all your work on that. I know it was a lot. Okay, next up, we have D&E, consideration of ordinance that are amending Chapter 106 of the Village Code and amending Chapter 22 of the Village Code for massage establishments. These are first read. The first of these ordinance would add massage establishments as a special use in the C2 Community Shopping District, C3 General Business District, and C7 Regional Shopping District, as well as list massage or massage therapy as a permitted use in C1 Neighborhood Convenience Shopping District when it's an accessory to a permitted personal care, health, or fitness use. The second ordinance that's up for first read would amend the business registration section of the Village Code to require annual submittal of a valid state license when massage establishments or other uses offering massage or massage therapy renew their business registration. Plan Commission held the required public hearing on December 7th and recommended approval. Robin, anything we need to add to that?
No, just once the ordinances are approved for second read at your next meeting, then any future massage parlors would have to apply for a special use, and then we'll also work with the few existing ones to bring them into compliance as well.
With the business registry, okay. Okay, very good. Any questions on that? Okay, then we'll bring that back next for second read. Okay, next up, F through I, consideration of ordinances granting special use for a preliminary P.U.D. plat, granting special use for a final P.U.D. plat, and authorizing execution of recapture agreement Spring Creek, second reads, and approval of an acceptance of plats and dedication for Silver Cross Boulevard. Robin?
Yes, so this is another project that staff has been working with. The last time it was before you was 2 years ago. And during that since that time, we've been working with IDOT on approval of the intersection design study and what road improvements would be required, as well as the internal traffic pattern. But the preliminary plat would create a number of lots for commercial uses, a total of 25, along with 2 stormwater detention lots. There's some wetland buffers, and then outlots for private roadways. The overall property is 67.5 acres. So some of just to refresh the board members that were here, and then I know we've got 1 or 2 since this was, but they would comply with the 50-foot setback along Route 6. That is required under the C7 district. However, we would, staff is in support of reducing it to 30 feet along the I-355 ramps, and then and along Silver Cross Boulevard extension, and then having a 10-foot parking and 20-foot building setback from the interior roads. This is what had previously been approved, not only for this site, but for the previous Cedar Crossings Shopping Center. There is a proposed bus stop or bus shelter if PACE does determine that service would be provided. So there are a couple of different alternate locations. And then they would have 15-foot tall shopping center signs too along Route 6. This is what those signs would look like. Then they would also be allowed to have highway-oriented signs along I-355. So they would have 2 50-foot tall ones and then 2 20-foot tall ones, as you can see. There's also a multi-use path that would extend from the future Phase 3 cul-de-sac to connect to the Spring Creek Forest Preserve. I'm just going to flip through. On the Route 6 landscape buffer, they are requesting a deviation, but they are providing additional landscaping along the I-355 to make up for that shortfall. This shows what that would look like. But at this time, staff is recommending approval of the preliminary P.U.D. plat. The final P.U.D. plat would create 11 commercial lots. That is the most southern part of the property. This shows what that would be. It would involve the extension of Silver Cross Boulevard all the way to the northern limits of what would be Phase 2, so that would extend a little bit further north of what is shown here. And then this is just a close-up of what those setbacks and things would be. Because the road improvements and the water main improvements benefit additional property, we've been working with them on a recapture agreement. So this shows the 3 other parcels that would reimburse the developer for roughly $800,000 of the cost of those improvements. And then lastly, in order for Silver Cross Boulevard to be extended, there does need to be right-of-way dedicated from the property at the northwest corner. So that includes the corner clip as well as about a 33-foot extension further to the north. And then, as I indicated, the road would be built in its entirety. So this is the plat of dedication for the segment that would have come in Phase 2. So staff is presenting all of this for board approval tonight.
Thank you. The petitioner's here tonight. Is there anything that you'd like to add at this time?
I'm good, it's been a long time. It's been 16 months going back and forth, recapture agreement.
It has, Rich, thank you. And Scott, thank you. I know a lot of work went into this. This was not easy. But this is one of those pieces of property on the north side of our community that is really going to be a difference maker for many, many years to come. There are multiple property owners that are involved up there. This was a big one. Staff really did a great job working with Rich and his team and the other property owners to try and make sure that everyone felt like they were treated fairly. Rich, you were involved in a lot of projects in our community. It's good to do business with you. The village has set a $100 million table for you. So, and really staff has extended, done a tremendous job of making this. It did take a long time, but to getting it to fruition, we would certainly expect that, and we know that you and your people realized a prime real estate that is prime because not only of the location, but the investment of the hospital and the investment of the taxpayers of New Lenox. So we're really hoping you'll work closely with staff to bring in quality development for this parcel, stuff that we can all be proud of, that provides amenities, much needed amenities. This is like we talk about, this whole area could have been developed many, many years ago with commercial and or trucking and industrial sort of uses, but we wanted better for our town. So the table is set, and you've got a lot of experience in this, so we're really counting on you to make this be an integral part of what we're doing up there. And we're here to help you every step of the way.
Thank you.
All right.
We do have some good quality tenants coming in. Everybody's waiting. They're waiting for tonight.
All right, well then I'll call you tomorrow morning and we'll have a discussion.
You can call me tomorrow morning.
You know I will. Okay, all right, any questions for Robin or the petitioner on any of this? We're gonna take these one at a time, but any questions? Okay. First up, I need a motion to adopt the ordinance granting special use for a preliminary P.U.D. plat for Spring Creek.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Mattson, second by trustee Scalise. Any comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Christopherson.
Aye.
Trustee Galuza.
Aye.
Trustee Scalise.
Aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Riser.
Aye.
Trustee Mattson.
Aye.
Mayor Balderman.
Aye, motion carries. Okay, now I'm looking for a motion to adopt the ordinance granting special use for a final P.U.D. plat for Spring Creek Phase 1, second reading.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Riser, second by trustee Christopherson. Comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson.
Aye.
Trustee Mattson. Trustee Galuza.
Aye.
Trustee Scalise.
Aye.
Trustee Riser.
Aye.
Mayor Balderman.
Aye, motion carries. Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance authorizing execution of recapture agreement for Spring Creek.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Scalise, second by trustee Galuza. Comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Riser.
Aye.
Trustee Mattson.
Aye.
Trustee Galuza.
Aye.
Trustee Scalise.
Aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson.
Aye.
Mayor Balderman.
Aye, motion carries. Finally, you need a motion for the approval of an acceptance of plats of dedication for Silver Cross Boulevard.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Mattson, second by trustee Scalise. Comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Mattson.
Aye.
Trustee Riser.
Aye.
Trustee Galuza.
Aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Scalise.
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson.
Aye.
Mayor Balderman.
Aye, motion carries. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks,
Talking-
everybody, very much.
Talking to you soon. Next up, we have consideration of a proposal for construction services, Phase 3 water main replacement, Ashton North Streets and Cooper Road to Wood Street. As the board knows, we've made a commitment to the north side of town to get this done. Staff has worked hard on this. Brian has, Kurt and I talked quite a bit about some of the special projects that Brian is picking up. This is a big one that he's worked on. This proposal is from Christopher Burke Engineering to provide engineering services on our behalf to ensure all specifications are adhered to by the contractor on Ash Street, North Cooper, and Wood Street Water Main Replacement Project. This includes shop drawing review, on-site construction, observation, and contract administration services. That, observation, on-site construction, that's all really important. I mean, this makes a mess for people up in that side of town, but it's stuff that needs to be taken care of and really should have been for a long time, so I'm glad we're getting to it. The cost of Christopher Burke's proposal is not to exceed $165,840. Any questions on any of that? No? Kurt, anything to add?
No.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the proposal?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Scalise, second by trustee Mattson. If there's comments or questions, no? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Mayor Baldwin?
Aye, motion carries. Okay, next up is consideration for approval of purchase outdoor activity area for the Kidswork Children's Museum. This is in the amount of $444,029. There's really one group that does this new toys. Kurt took the proposal and worked with the Park District since they're so familiar with this type of, you've got some things to show, Robin. Okay, we'll kind of show what this is going to look like, and we made sure that it is taking care of our friends of all abilities, including those that are in wheelchairs. So Robin, if you want to kind of flip through what we see here. You all had the opportunity, of course, in your packet to see that. What we're doing is that whole back area that's concrete and grass is going to be completely rubber surfaced. And again, it's a little more expensive because we made sure that each part of this outdoor area can be used by kids of all different abilities. So we're really excited to get that going. As we will discuss at another time very soon, the staff, Mark is is tired of having his phone ring from me, but Mark and his crew in particular, I mean, everybody always pitches in around here, but there have had to been and there are continued to be adjustments made to the interior of the museum. We had another meeting there today. Some of the things that are not as visual, but where safety concerns have been addressed and taken care of, some of the more visual aspects of it. We have a plan, many of which will be addressed this week, as well as a long-term plan. Kurt was able to have somebody with some knowledge, with quite a bit of knowledge, walk through there and give us some additional input on some long-term planning. So things are going very well over there. Unfortunately, due to some circumstances, we're playing a little bit of catch-up, which we're taking care of, but Mark and his team, who are stretched pretty thin as it is anyway, taking care of other buildings and roads and everything else that they do, realize this investment into our community and have really stepped up and done a good job and made it work. So we appreciate all of your team's efforts, Mark. Thank you for that.
They will not have to work on this outside.
Now, this will be, if you got to work on this outside, I can tell you there's a real problem. If someone's going to be, like Hoffa's in New Jersey, someone's going to be buried under the rubber if there's a problem there. All right, if there's no questions on that, is there a motion to approve the purchase for the outdoor activity area?
So moved. Second.
Motion by trustee Scalise, second by trustee Christopherson. If there's nothing further, a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Mayor Baldwin?
Aye, motion carries. All right, thank you. Very good. All right, L through M, this is exciting. We have consideration for approval of resolutions authorizing use license agreements with Athletx Sports Group, license agreement with Perfect Game, and authorizing a license agreement with United States Specialty Sports Associations for our Crossroads Sports Complex. These are for the tournaments for July 1st through of this year through June 30th of 2026. We intentionally restricted these contracts to 1 year. We wanted to make sure everything went according to plan, the way that everything worked well. This is another one. We'd be here all night if I listed all the people that have been a part of what we're doing. Scott Brost has really come on and done an excellent job as the general manager for the complex, working through a lot of these agreements. Our representatives from sports facilities have done a great job. And Kurt and Chris, and I know, Robin, you look at all this stuff that goes through. Kim, there's financial issues. These are big contracts. These contracts alone, which fill up the majority of the weekends during that period of time, total $848,200 to the village for our sports complex, and it gets us up and running. And there's an awful lot that goes into it, and a lot of legal, especially this first time out, a lot of legal review that Chris has done with Kurt and his team. It's not easy to get it done, but we want to do it right. And this is big. This is the difference between talking about and doing. Now, if people were not already feeling pressure, and I can assure you, when they're in meetings with me, Kurt reminds them on a regular basis that I expected us to already be playing out there before we even own the property. But we've got tournaments coming that 4th of July weekend. So we're excited. If you've driven by, you've seen turf down on a couple of the fields. Short of the cold weather we're expecting now, and even then they're working on the buildings that are out there. It's really magnificent. And we'll have a lot more to bring your way as far as sponsorship deals that we're close to finalizing that are going through legal right now, as well as the commercial property up front. So Kurt, to you and your staff, and Chris, to your office, thank you. This is a lot of work, but we're finally seeing it come to fruition. So we're going to take these one at a time. Are there any questions on any of this?
I just wanted to comment, as a parent who spends a lot of time in travel baseball tournaments, to see a full calendar full of tournaments with really good organizations, it's very exciting. It's really, really neat.
Excellent.
So, great job, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, everyone has really done a wonderful job. We're going to take these one at a time, and I'd like each motion to be for one last time, contingent upon attorney's final review. Okay? So each one of those motions. Is there one? I need a motion for approval of resolution authorizing a use license agreement with Athletx Sports Group LLC, contingent upon attorney review.
So moved with those contingencies.
Okay, so motion by trustee Scalise, second by trustee Christopherson. With those contingencies, comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye, motion carries. Okay, now I need a motion for approval of a resolution authorizing a use license agreement with Perfect Game, Inc., contingent upon attorney review.
So moved. Second.
Motion by trustee Scalise, second by trustee Christopherson. If there's nothing further, a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye, motion carries. Finally, need a motion for approval of a resolution authorizing a use license agreement with United States Specialty Sports Associations, Inc., contingent upon attorney review.
So
So,
moved.
second.
Motion by trustee Mattson, second by trustee Scalise. Nothing further. A roll call vote, please.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye, motion carries. Next, along these lines is consideration for approval of a resolution authorizing a First Amendment to Advisory Services Agreement with Sports Facilities Management, LLC. As you know, we've been working with them as our consultant. This is for an agreement that's for 3 years through June 30th of 2028 for booking, marketing, sponsorship, advertising, sales, local marketing plan, local and tournament events, program development, business development, events booking, sponsorship, sales. They will also assist the village with the recruitment of staff and placement. There's an additional fee that would be paid for their work negotiating and helping to attain sponsors for the sports facility, including facility naming rights. This is something that Kurt and council have worked closely with, and Robin have worked closely with sports facilities. They've done a good job for us. However, we were not willing to extend the contract with them until we saw some first results, of which you just approved. So certainly that, as well as some other good work that they've done with us, we think they're deserving of another 3 years added on to this agreement. So Kurt, anything you want to add about that?
No, just as you said, not only preparing us for the outdoor, but getting us ready for the indoor.
Right, which is exciting, which will all be determined by additional revenue that comes in through multiple sources, sales of our commercial land, future retail or sales and hospitality tax and whatnot. I'm working with Kurt, Robin, Kim on funding for the second series of bonds that would be needed for the indoor. But Sports Facilities has really done a nice job for us. So if there are no questions on that, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Mattson, second by trustee Galuza. Comments or questions? A roll call vote, please.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye, motion carries. And just because we built this complex, you want to stand on mower? Is that what you're
Somebody's
saying?
got to cut the grass.
So it's turf, buddy. For the little bit of grass that's out there, we've got one of those push mowers. We're going to go like California, no gas. You're going to have to push that little thing that spins around and cuts the grass. Does that sound
We at
good?
least do electric, bring an
All
extension
right, maybe
cord.
we can do electric. All right, tell us what you want, buddy.
All right, so this is a multi-purpose unit. It's a 52-inch lawnmower. It also can be adapted to turn into a snowplow and also a turbine blower for cleaning of the larger areas, similar to a piece of equipment we already have. The second one is your push mower. This one will also be gas, though. We did negotiate with the Russo Power Equipment to, the warranty on these isn't going to start till July 1st. So both pieces of equipment are $23,204.93. Staff recommends accepting this proposal.
Very good. Any questions for Mark on that? Is there a motion to approve the purchase?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Scalise, second by trustee Christopherson. Comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye, motion carries. Well, Happy New Year. We are really off to a great start here. As I have said many times, and I will continue to say, there is so much, oh, there you are, Will, I didn't even see you sitting back there, you're so quiet. You came out here for nothing, I could have had you come up here and speak your piece.
Talking to the engineer for one of the projects, and then by the time I decided to go sit up there, you were swearing somebody in. So.
All right, well, there you go. As I've said many times, especially recently, there is so much happening in this town. And our staff and our council are just really doing a great job. And this is way above and beyond just the normal services that municipalities provide for their residents, which we still provide second to none in each one of our departments. So we have a lot of conversation, Kurt and I do regularly, about all that's happening, and it's a lot to put out there. And I don't know. I know the community is grateful. They're wanting to live here, wanting to move here because of what we're doing. But I don't ever want to miss an opportunity, especially on a night like this where we get a great audit report, where we approve contracts, where we see growth coming in, additional redevelopment, to not say thank you on behalf of the board to all of you, because we're very, very fortunate to have these great things happening here in this town. So that's all I have for tonight. Stay warm. It's supposed to get brutally cold next week. I think Monday and Tuesday they're talking about a high of 7 degrees or 8 degrees. Please check on the elderly. Please check on the sick or the disabled. If there's anyone that needs anything, it's very easy for us to open our facilities for warming shelter purposes. All they have to do is contact the police department at any hour. But please check on those that are more vulnerable to make sure they're okay as the weather gets just really bitterly cold and unsafe for those that don't have shelter. So that's all I have for tonight. If there's nothing from me, village attorney?
Nothing tonight.
All right, thank you. Village administrator?
Just thank you for your kind words. I concur that staff has done an outstanding job in our council as well. We've got quite a bit going on, and they keep stepping up to the plate. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Very good. Thank you. All right, payroll and disbursements, trustee Mattson?
Yes, sir. I make the motion to approve our bi-monthly disbursements in the amount of $4,024,103.22. In addition to these disbursements, approval is needed for the payroll in the amount of $518,360.11 paid on December 27th, 2024, and a payroll in the amount of $514,999.16 paid on January 10th, 2025, and that is in a form of a motion.
And I will second that.
All right, motion has been properly moved and seconded. Any comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye, motion carries. All right, thank you. Anything else, Keith?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Any questions, comments from the floor? You want to talk now, Will? No, sorry, buddy. All right, there is no need for council of the whole next week, so we'll return in 2 weeks. Trustee comments, trustee Riser.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Trustee Mattson?
Happy New Year, and these are exciting times for the village this year.
Definitely are. Very, very true. Trustee Christopherson?
I'm excited to start the new year on such a high note with so many cool plans coming up, and thank you to our staff for all the hard work you do, and just makes our job that much easier up here.
Very good. Thank you. Trustee Galuza?
I just want to give a shout out to our snow removal services. Second to none, always the best.
They are, no
They do
question.
such a great job. They really do.
You feel better now?
I always feel good.
There you go. Trustee Wilson?
Nothing tonight.
Trustee Scalise?
Nothing tonight.
Well, you're not getting out of here just yet. I do need a motion to adjourn to executive session for matters of pending litigation, probable litigation, matters of land acquisition, real estate. Is there a motion to that effect?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Scalise, second by trustee Wilson. A roll call vote, please.
Trustee Mattson?
Aye.
Trustee Riser?
Aye.
Trustee Galuza?
Aye.
Trustee Wilson?
Aye.
Trustee Scalise?
Aye.
Trustee Christopherson?
Aye.
Mayor Balderman?
Aye.